question, Sam.
Yep.
Never mind. You're
No, just ask. You're fine. You muted yourself, brat. Write your thing down. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Kind of thumbs up. Okay. For the team call recording, please know that I am super tan and I am aware of it. It is August 1st, 2017. It's the first day of Team Cup. So we are all on here and we are all freaking pumped. So to start off Team Cup, we're just going to go over some basic like business stuff of getting to know your back office. And then I'm going to show you I can, like, as best as I can from my phone, the BB links. So those of you who are using Team Cup as a complete start over, which I'm totally encouraging, remove the shoulda, woulda, couldas for July, for June, for any other month ever, and just take August as a complete new start for you. And as you take this new start, when you're talking to people and they're ready to join a challenge group, you need to know how to get them the link. So we're going to talk about BB links too. I need to screen. Okay, share screen. Okay, so when your back office is, and I say this like, ooh, and in 3 months it's going to change, but it's going to be the same system. So kind of get to know. Chopzilla is prowling the beach. Thanks, guys. Okay. I thought there was like something wrong. Okay, so we're signing in. So you go to teambeachbody.com and you pump in your email and your password that you have chosen previously to right now. It's going to bring you to what everyone else sees. So when someone else comes into teambeachbody.com, like let's say you're talking about a program and they want to do their own little research, they're probably going to end up here or beachbody.com. Now there's a difference between Team Beachbody and beachbody.com. Beachbody.com is the original. It is where we did all of the infomercials. So when Beachbody got started, forever ago, Wesleyan gave a great little history really quickly about Beachbody, but we started as an infomercial company and it was really, really doing well. And so beachbody.com is where the infomercials kind of all lead to. On beachbody.com, they can do a payment plan. So, they can do that, $19.99 over 3 months or whatever it is. But if that happens, if somebody gets to beachbody.com and pays in full and you catch it, so like you're talking to a girl, like let's say I'm talking to Wesleyan and Wesleyan is going to join a challenge group and we're going to get Wesleyan started and then she's super excited so she goes and does it herself because that's happened to me like a million times. Or my favorite is when people are so inspired by me and then buy it on Amazon. It happens all the time. Don't take that as too big of a hit. You are still helping them. It is like still kind of like I just worked so hard for that. But there are lots of, like on the National Wake Up Call, if you listen, most people either started hating Shakeology, they like borrowed a program from a friend, or they like bought it on Amazon or something like that. And those people are still wonderful people to have in your challenge group. And so what you do is if they buy it on beachbody.com in the payment plan, you just send them the free link so that they just sign up on teambeachbody.com for a coach. And your link is associated with that, and I'll send that to you. I'll show you that in a second. And then they're just in your system. So next time that they get something, or when they're ready to get Shakeology, because you're going to be talking about it, and because you're going to, have that in your challenge groups, you're connected for them. So it's still a wonderful thing. Now, if they buy their program on beachbody.com in full, and you catch it fast enough and you call Coach Relations, they can switch over the commission and the team volume points. So it's really good. That's why you just want to be in contact with your people. And that's why the follow-up is so great, because sometimes people ghost you, but it's because they already bought the program and they have no idea how this works. If you're not in a MLM, you're not really understanding that we make commission, and it's not really their fault. It's just they're not thinking. So that's Beachbody.com. When you get to teambeachbody.com, this is how everybody else sees it. So if somebody wants to click on coach who's not a coach, they can be a coach. This is how they would get there. But if they want to shop, this is how they would start browsing. This is all going to change for the better, but this is for now. For us, we are already logged in, and so what you're going to do is you're going to click Coach Online Office, and that's going to bring you to your portal of everything. Important things to know in your Coach Online Office is what your Coach ID is. I suggest that you write your Coach ID in your phone. Like I have in my note section, it says coaching, and I have like my Coach ID, John's Coach ID, the income disclaimer, so I can put that on my post. Like if I ever talk about income, I have my why, I have my purpose, I have my brand, anything that I need to look at or to refresh, I have it there. So this is a good day to look at it because it's a brand new month. This is what everyone is seeing right now. I mean, unless you're Westland, who just like went emerald on the first of the month. But most of us don't have our Shaco ship out on the first, and so right now my value is 0, and so I am not achieved my personal home direct PV. Now personal volume points, okay, this is always when I try to like not to be too complicated. So if you're like, don't worry about it. Everything there is for us to sell or for people to buy is associated with what is called a volume point. So Shakeology is 90 volume points. To be an active coach, you have to have 52 volume points per month or per 5-week cycle. So to be an active coach, there are benefits. Like if there's a Success Club prize, now you can still be inactive and make commission. So let's say you have not bought Shakeology. You have a plethora of Shakeology. You have like 4 months saved up and you have a bunch of Shakeology at your house and you just skip a few months. You will still make commission off of your Success Club points. So like if someone buys a challenge pack and you're not active, you will still get those points. They're not withholding money from you. But if there's any prizes that the company like offers, such as Success Starter, which happened to me, I got a bunch of Shakeology and then didn't get it for 1 month. So I didn't qualify for Success Starter. So, that couple months ago when they offered the backpack, if you made Success Club, you got this backpack. If you were not if you were not active, so you didn't have 52 PV points, then you would not get that. So that's how you can see when you're active right here. Now I'm active, even though I have not, it says like no right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it says active. Active right here because I have gotten Shakeology in the last 5 months. Currently, I'm an Emerald coach, which I've talked to a lot of you on the phone right now, is that rank is super important. However, it is not everything because you bounce in and out of rank pretty frequently if you're not holding a strong position in it, which changes all the time. So it's no big deal. If you're confused because it says like, on yours, like your upline diamond coach is me. When you reach a rank, your lifetime status is always that rank. So, we all fall in and out. It's just how it is. But once you achieve it, they don't really take it away. I'm not paid as a diamond coach right now, but I've still like earned the right to be a diamond coach, if that makes sense. So if you get to 5-star and then you bounce back down to 4-star, you're still considered a 5-star diamond coach. Your coach ID is right here. And then people who you can reach up to above you are here too. So like Emily is my coach. If you want to reach up above me, which I have absolutely no problem with because they're like a wealth of resources, I would say go to Brigida. So in the Team Forward Fitness page, she is our upline coach. Emily is not coaching right now. Or ever, I don't think. For a while, I was hoping that she'd come back, but it's been about a year, so I think she's not. And then down here is where you're going to see little alerts. So it resets every, I think it's a couple days. Like people will drop off, or okay, every 7 days. Really, every 7? Okay. So new personally sponsored coaches. Oh, that makes sense because 0, because Melissa signed up last Monday. So you would click this to see whose coach rank changes. So I can see my personally sponsored coaches when their ranks change, you know, up or down. I can also see when 3 new coaches are in my organization, and I can see who are, oh, look, this is, yeah, see, Westland and Brenna. So I can see when my coaches or my coaches' coaches are growing, which is cool because sometimes, like, there's always going to be like missing people. People don't want to do this business, or people have months where they're not really active, and that's totally okay. But then, you know, we're a team. We are all together in this team. And so it's cool that as you guys start growing your teams, you'll be able to see what your coaches and coaches are doing. Now, something that I really want us as a team to start focusing on is the leadership ladder. Now, the leadership ladder is, I'm going to talk with my face for a second. The leadership ladder is okay, I'm trying to like simplify this so much. Rank is obviously a system of qualifications. And so you want to be an emerald coach to start cycle bonusing. So you have you, and then you need 2 coaches underneath you, one on one side and one on the other. Diamond, the qualification is that you're up here and you have 2 emerald coaches on each side, along with 4 coaches. So 4 coaches, and one of those 2 are emerald. Doesn't matter where they are, but one has to be on each leg. You go up to 2-star diamond coach. You need to have a star diamond on each. It's a very like mathematical way of looking at it. But the leadership ladder, which is what I personally started focusing, and that's how I'm setting my goals, is putting a bunch of things together, because you can be an emerald coach and make really good money. And you can also be a diamond coach who's making nothing. And I've been both. Like, I've done well as a diamond, and I've done really crappy as a diamond. I've done, you know, better as an emerald. It's a lot of things. So the leadership ladder is showing that you are growing your team, you're growing your income, you're continuing to make Success Club, and you're growing your team, you're doing Success Club, and you're growing your income. So ultimately, I think we would all agree that if you were making $1,000 a week, but you were a 4-star diamond coach as opposed to a 5-star diamond coach, I think we would all be okay with that. But you know that you're still shooting for that 5-star diamond. It's a different way of looking at it. So when you go here to the leadership ladder, where this is just the goals, it tells you what you're next looking for. So where's that button that shows you? Here it is. Okay. So when you're looking at that chart, you look, what it is to the left is what you did last month. And then in the middle is what you have currently, and then what you're shooting for. So it has all of your goals right there for you. So a business starter is someone who's making $100 per month, is making Success Club 5. And please notice really quickly that Success Club is across the board. That is a non-negotiable for your business if you want it to grow. Of course, things happen, but that's what you're shooting for every single month. Your highest paid rank, so what you need to be to achieve that, and how many personally sponsored coaches with 1 or more Success Club points. So, you know, when you are a business starter, you made $100 a month, you made Success Club 5. So you might not have any coaches underneath you, and that's okay. You're still a business starter, and that's still a super important part to start. A team builder is when you start growing your team and you have 2 coaches with at least 1 Success Club point. So, they might not have made Success Club 5, but they have points on the board, which is still awesome. And you're still showing your team what to do, and you're duplicating, you're mentoring, and that is great. It's also on your weak leg, you're bringing in volume. So for the weak leg and the strong leg, so also super confusing. So you are always the top of your, like, I kind of look, it's like a, it's like a, I don't want to say the word pyramid. It's just this shape. So you're always at the top, even though like we are all a team and I'm above you guys and I'm contributing to all that. That's different. But think about it as you're here at the top, and then you have coaches coming down this side and coming down this side. One of your legs, it could be your left, it could be your right, I am contributing to, your coach is contributing to, it's your strong leg. So a team is all contributing to it. So it helps. So when you start cycle bonusing, you have more people helping you. What you want is to build that weak leg eventually. In the beginning, you want to build even, and then you want to build your weak leg because it's your weaker leg. So you want to strengthen it. So having more coaches on your weak leg who are active and who are working help contribute to your weak leg volume. And then that is how you cycle bonus. So it's confusing, but just know that the weak leg is important to have volume points on it. I hope that was not too confusing. So when you're going and you're looking and you're moving, Success Club 5 is always your goal, but then go to that leadership ladder tab and set goals for yourself, because you want to be moving up the leadership rung, because if you're doing that, then that means you're growing your income, that means you're growing your business, and that means your coaches are growing, and that's everything you want to do. So that is an easy way to literally take all of the thinking out of it and go to there and look and set goals for yourself. Now, your business. So this tab right here, you can click it, I guess. But if you just hold up the tab, there are things you can do here. Now, you can look at your downline, so you can look at who is underneath you, your coaches, coaches. You can look at your volume, and you can look over your carryover volume. So I'll just show you really fast what I'm talking about on that strong leg. Now, if you remain an active coach, so once you go Emerald and you stay active, all the points are going to add up and just stay there. They don't go away. But if you look, I have my strong leg has almost 4,000 points on it. It's just because it's been racking up. People are on my team. It just grows and it stays. Now, I will cycle bonus every single time I get 100 points on my weak leg. And for those of you for cycle bonusing, what happens is you need 200 points on your strong leg to 100 points on your weak leg. So because I have 4,000 in the bank, every time I get to 100 points on my weak leg, I cycle bonus, which at an Emerald is $14, at Diamond is $18. And if you go Ruby, some people go Ruby first, that's $16. So going Emerald is important, because even though it might be early, and you're like, I don't really have a team, like I'm not really going to cycle bonus yet, it doesn't matter, because all of those points will just start banking and they'll just start adding up as you're growing and as you're doing all this stuff. You just have to be a little patient, and then it will get there. So that's a little quick lesson on volume. Now, here you can look up all your customers. When you get leads, I can look up all my leads, orders. So I can look up my personal orders and my customers' orders. I can see if somebody ordered that challenge pack, or I can see if somebody did whatever, or if this girl returned. You can look up your commissions. You can look up your qualifications. If you go into the My EFT Management, that's where you sign up for direct deposit. It does take out like $5 for if they have to mail you a check. But that's totally your choice. We have some people on the team who like the gratification of receiving that hard check. And then forms and documents are things like if you're ever looking for a form, it's in there. It's just a long, long list. Now, that's all great and wonderful. But for a lot of us, so that you guys are all the ownership of your own business, going into the My Training tab, I think would be good. In this training tab, this is how I started doing my team calls or my Getting Started Right calls. And for some of you who just did the mentorship calls, we just started here at the Getting Started and looking at what was in here and how you can refresh on the 4 vital behaviors and what you need to do. Now, then as you grow and you have more questions, because having more questions is always a good thing. That means you're challenging yourself and you're moving forward. So then you can go to coach and you can look at, okay, look at all this. There's like bullets of exactly what to do. You can review coach training. You can look up attending events. You can go to every single ever done National Wake Up Call, and they have the recording here. So if you want to go back till, oh my gosh, forever, it's there. And that's where all I think the good pieces of the nuggets of information is when you get to review the National Wake Up Calls and listen to what people have done. You can go to the summit and you can listen to speakers from Summit, or register for next summit. P.S. Register for next summit. And so it's just the training section is a place where I think it's a good place to just get familiar with. You can always ask your upline coach, but as we grow, there's more people asking us questions. And so we have to set a little bit of boundaries for ourselves, or we're answering questions all day, which isn't a bad thing. But for myself, as life is getting busy, I do have the notifications turned off on my phone. So you might need an answer faster, and this is how you can get them. And then also the FAQs, which are in here somewhere. I'm confused where I am now. But there's also the FAQs, which I just Googled Team Beachbody FAQs. Also along the side here are, if you heard them talk about something on the National Wake Up Call, or you saw someone post about something like if you follow a top coach or something and they post about something, you're like, what are they talking about? I bet you if you go to this Coach Breaking News, they will have something here for it. They will say something, especially if they're announcing something big, it will be here on the Coach Breaking News. So that's kind of just a brief tour of the back office. Now, when I am talking to someone, sorry, I'm looking at my phone to pull up the BB links. So hold on. It's going to be bright, huh? Okay, so the BB links is a blue app, and it has 2 BB, the B and the B, Beachbody. Now, am I big? Okay, good, because Wesleyan, you're big on mine. I just get to stare at you. So in here is the link to anything. So when you sign up for BB Links, you put in your coach ID, and then so when you send anybody anything, it will link it to you. So, if someone wants to get the 21 Day Fix Challenge Pack, you're going to send them this link, and it's going to bring them directly to that instead of bringing them to the back, the very confusing shop section where this is all actually going to change in a couple months. They've totally upgraded it, but still important. You can send them this link. Now, also in here are videos. So if you feel like you don't know enough about a product, you can go in here and look up any product that's ever been made, and there's a video about it. And so you get a 2-minute refresher about it. Now, this also is what I use to tell people about products, because, you're not stories or, facts tell, stories sell. So when I'm talking to somebody and I'm inviting them to a challenge group, yes, I talk very briefly about facts about the products, like they're 30 minutes or, it's weights and cardio. But besides that, I don't go into anything detailed. One, because I'm not a nutritional expert or a fitness expert in any way, shape, or form. And two, this is about my experiences and how I think my experiences could help them. And so when I get to a place where I'm like, yeah, I did this workout program and it was so great and I lost that's how I lost my baby weight. I think you would really love it because like you're a mom like me and you're super busy. Do you want me to send you a little video about it? I always ask permission. Do you want me to send you a little video about it? It's only 2 minutes, but they explain it way better. And 9 out of 10 times they say yes. I've actually only had one girl ever be like, no, I'm not really going to watch it. And I was like, okay, like, cool. And that was that. But everyone always says yes. And I send them it. And then that gives them that they're doing the selling. Because remember, you're not selling, you're just sharing. So, Beachbody's like doing their marketing thing, and that's great. And you're just like, hey, and it's just like when I signed up for a challenge pack before I was a coach, before I was anything. It was literally like, oh my God, my coach I didn't know she was my coach yet, is doing this thing. I actually have put on a lot of weight, and I would like to lose that. Oh, cool. I talked to her. She was like, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. It's this, we're doing this. And I was like, hey, Danny, my friend, we're going to do this together. Okay. Like, this is what it is. I don't really know what this crap is about, but, I've been following her and, we're going to do this. So here's the link, look at it. And do you want to do it? Sure. Okay. It's the same thing. It's like, you're just recommending to a friend. We just have, as coaches, we just have a lot of friends now. So send them the links and then you can star them, and so you can have them saved. So if you know programs that you recommend, like I don't really talk about Body Beast a lot because I've never done it, and I have not gotten to that point yet. And so there's lots of things on here. Also, what I started utilizing was the coach success stories. So if I'm talking to somebody about a coach, about coaching, and I just think they would be really good. And I talked to, who did I talk to about this? Melissa, not my coach, Melissa, to pregnant Melissa. What's her last name?
Williams.
Thank you. Melissa Williams. And we were talking about how I actually started talking about coaching first to some people, to people who I really think would be great, who would benefit from it or whatever. I actually lead with the coaching opportunity. And then when they say like no, which most of the time everyone says no to coaching at first anyways, then sorry. So for people who I like have relationships with and I think that they would be really good, I've sent some of them the coach success stories that I feel kind of mirrored their situation for whatever reason, whether it's a busy mom or someone who's just lost passion in their life and has been re-inspired because of coaching. I send them that video and I let people's stories speak to them. And then I say, you know what? I'm not where I want to be in this business yet, but I know that my team is taking off and I know we're going somewhere pretty big. I would love it if you came along with us. And I'm just honest. I'm saying I'm not where I want to be. I'm saying that I'm working my butt off, and I'm saying that I want her to come because I do. And so I let that story go. And then a lot of times when they say they're not ready, because a lot of your coaches will come from your challenge groups, I say, you know what, I totally get it. You're not ready for that. What if you just started in a challenge group and you just worked on yourself and you just saw how you like the environment? And that's how I kind of segue into a challenge pack. So those are the BB links, and how when someone is ready, or when you just send your first invite and you're ready to talk about it, let the the tools that Beachbody has put together do some of the work for you, and all you have to do is build relationships. That's where you get to be. And then if they have any questions, you can answer those questions, but you're not kind of leading with, too much information. It's that bite-size little bites. And Melissa mentioned the word vomiting thing. We all do the word vomiting thing. I can't even express how many times I've like just been so excited that somebody wanted to be in a group with me, and I just was like, ah! But when I try to calm down and slow down, and I kind of like take my hands away from my phone and like, or if somebody says yes, I go answer another message first, because my first instinct is to be like, oh my God, it's gonna be so great. Like that kid from Minions who like squeezes the unicorn and is like, it's so fluffy. That's me. That is 100% me. So I go and I answer someone else's message, and then I come back, and then I'm like more calm and cool and collected, kind of like, okay, like we're being breezy. We're being breezy. Like, you don't have to marry me. Like, just, we're being breezy. So, and then you just bite size it. And then the tools really do help, because then you're leading with what they need. You know, what questions do you have? Because maybe they don't care that it's 30-minute workouts. Maybe they can do an hour. You know, you'll find that out when they ask questions. And so those are some of the tools. That's all I have. If anybody has any questions, let me know, or anything that they use that has been helpful. And if volume is blowing your mind right now, don't worry about it. I need to figure out a way to talk about that in a better way, but it's really confusing until it's happening in your own business. Brenna, would you agree with that?
Yeah. Now that I've been talking to coaches or possible coaches, and they ask about how you make money and explaining, you know, cycle bonusing and everything, I thought you explained it pretty well, just saying that everything that, you know, we recommend or someone purchases has a volume amount. And as your team, you know, is more successful and they do better in their volume, then you make a bonus. And that's kind of how I put it. And then once you see it happening, you know, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, try not to overcomplicate it, because honestly, it's going to happen. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. It'll happen, and you won't even know it's happening until it's happening.
Yes. And ultimately it comes down to, you don't even need to know the details about volume and all that. You just need to know that your job is to make Success Club. Your job is to teach other people to make Success Club. If you are doing that and you're teaching that and they are doing that, your volume is going to grow, and then everything is going to move forward. It all comes down to Success Club. That is it. So if you are confused, it's okay, because when we get there, you know, you don't want to stress about things that are not there yet. So don't. But that's it.
That was really good, Sam. I thought that was super helpful. And for those of you guys that are new, there's in the back office, I'm sure you probably put this in the email, but there's like a quick start guide.
Yeah.
That's a great place to also, if you keep like, for those of you people that are like pen and paper people, it's a great thing that Beachbody provides, where you can write down your coach ID and who your upline is and stuff. And just so you physically have it in hand. I think having it in the phone is also very helpful in the beginning. But
and then I just noticed on the BB Links, I don't know if you noticed, Brenna, because I was just exploring it a little bit further than I had before. There's the business activity tracker in here. So when people are always like, where is that business activity tracker? And I'm like, crap, I don't know where it is. It's in here, which, you know, mind blown. I learn something new every day. But so the business activity tracker, it's important to track what you're doing every day, because at the end of the week or at the end of the month, and you're either like you killed it and you want to duplicate what you did. That's always the ideal. But a lot of times we reflect when we didn't get to where we wanted to be. And so I don't know who's and so we, you know, if you look back and you're like, crap, I only sent, you know, 10 invites all month. That's why I didn't make Success Club. Like, oh, okay. Or, oh my gosh, I made Success Club 10. What did I do? One of my best months was January. I really leveraged the new All Access Pass, and I go back often and I'm like, okay, Sam, what did you do? You just need to do that again. or like May, again, when we killed it in May, Brenna, it was like, what did I do in May? I just need to do what I did in May. And so looking back at what you do, also so that you can just check out after you do it. If you go through, for me, the business activity tracker is great when you first start. So like Melissa will get you on that. But it says like, did you post on social media today? Did you check into the team page, and did you check in your own challenge group? Like, how many people did you send a reach out to or to an invite? It's really good like that. Some things are just so ingrained in me. I don't necessarily data track right now. Like, I post on social media every day. Like, at this point, I like do it in my sleep. I can't even stop. But in regards to my funnel, that's now what I'm data tracking. So I have a 1 through 7, or 1 through 7 on the side, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday up top. And then, because some days in the funnel, like, it just happens, like I'll spend more time on 3s, but at the end of the week, I'm pretty satisfied if my numbers are pretty even. But at the end of the week, if I only have a bunch of 1s, so I only started liking and comment, but I didn't start any new messages, I didn't send any invites, then I can understand why I didn't get to where I wanted that week. So data tracking, and from a special ed teacher, I cannot even tell you how important this is. All I do is data track. So me and data sheets are like freaking best friends. But if you don't know what's going on, you can't decide where you're going. You have no idea. It's like driving with your lights off. It's completely, you don't know. So if you're not, it does not have to be fancy. It does not have to look pretty. It doesn't have to be the business activity tracker, but it doesn't matter if it's a piece of notebook paper that you're just tallying as you work, do it. It doesn't need, I'm going to say it again, it does not need to be pretty. It does not need anything. It just needs to be pieces of paper. There are top coaches who have a notebook that have never done anything on Excel, have never done anything like that. And they have the same notebook that they did when they started. And this is their full-time job. And if that works for you, go with it. If you are waiting to make something pretty to start, don't. I'm yelling. This is me yelling. So, yes, that is that. I think that's all we got. Brenna, what do you know what our team call is next week?
No, I was gonna, after this week, I know Westland's doing a team call tomorrow. I was gonna see what everyone was kind of interested in getting from, like, getting a training on.
Cool.
Because we've been kind of doing a bunch of different stuff and everyone's kind of at different points.
Yeah.
So I was gonna post a couple different options of things that, like, I had kind of heard about, and then maybe give you guys a choice on what you wanted to talk about next week.
Cool. So keep that in mind, guys. Like, as the week is moving forward, if you have specific questions or you'd love more information, remember that. Also, if you go into our team, the Team Bold Fitness team, I know in a wonderful way, like I texted Brenna at the beginning of this, like, our team is growing and it's so beautiful. And I just feel like Mama Bear is just so proud of her little cubbies who have their own little teams, and you're all just doing it, and it just is so beautiful. But in the Team Bold Fitness page, there are trainings from top coaches that I really benefited from. Like, even now, it's not like when I started I benefited, like, no, all the time. Here, I'll screen share really fast. Me?
Yes, no, but you're just when you're like, no, definitely, right now.
No, yeah, right now. So here's, and like Westland, she added her, the slides from her last team call. So, like, you can add anything into here, like, especially if you're like, where am I going to put this? I don't want to forget where it is. That's also what I do in there. Kiara put her Fitbit group. So this is a great place where, don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel. Like, this August challenge group is the first challenge group outline that I ever used. You can use it. It has everything on there. I did a training, like, anytime I've done trainings, a lot of this stuff is pulled from other places. Like, I didn't create all of this, but I did find it useful. And so if you need help finding things useful, go ahead and look in here. The Team Bold Fitness team calls, I'm not the best at updating it, obviously, since it was updated in 2016. But if you search in just the box of the feed, if you just do team call, it will pull them up, and then you can go back and decide. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, which the only reason I have a YouTube channel is for the team calls, you can look back at any of those too. Brenda put in the memory jogger, which is perfect. And then like this right here, training videos, is like this. Social media ones are really great. What to post, dealing with objections, which is, you know, my girl Bonnie Engel. She helps like how to formulate, kind of like formulate your words when somebody says no, because no is going to happen all the time. So it's just how you deal with the no that helps. People do sneak peeks. This has been something that I tried. This is how you do that if you wanted to do a sneak peek into a challenge group. Building relationships, this is a call. You know, ranking the bank, like just good calls that I have found very helpful for myself. This can count as your personal development if you want, but just utilize the team page however you need to. It's for all of us to grow in it. And so if you find something good, like if you find a coach who you love and you love their videos, please share them, because I'm like obsessed with watching other trainings and listening to people and their success. So I would love to, you know, learn from you guys.
Hey, Sam, do you mind unmuting everybody really quick? Because I just want to check with Melissa and find out. Because she posted, can we do a team call on challenge groups? Melissa, are you talking about how to run a challenge group or what a challenge group is?
How to run. So again, like I know that Sam, you're going to Mexico. So right now I'm in my first week and I want to start like reaching out to people. But I know, Sam, we talked about doing a challenge group later in August. But like my fear is like reaching out to people and then me not being able to say, okay, here's when it's going to be or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know the first thing about getting set up with a challenge group.
Totally. So was that last week, Sam, or the week? Westland, was that last week?
I'm gonna look for it.
Okay, so I think it was last week, Melissa. I actually did a training on
Oh, yeah.
how to run
Was I was
in
on that call then? Was I not paying attention? I feel like
No, different one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Melissa. You were on the one that she did about the funnel.
Yeah.
right.
But she did one. It was like early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, with just Lakin and I, right, about challenge groups. Because
I think Danae was there too. Yeah.
sorry, today.
I don't know,
Thanks,
Melissa,
Wes.
if you were even. I don't know if you were even signed up
No.
then. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I don't think you were. But I'll tag you in that because that'll show
Okay.
you how to at least run it. It goes step by step on how to run a challenge group through the app. And then in regards to like how you set them up monthly, I know Sam can kind of talk to you about that if you want to tomorrow. I can kind of give you a brief, because pretty much every month, at least for me, I run them, you know, like you can kind of pick a date a month in advance because they're pretty, you know, you have your 1 prep week and then you have your 3 weeks of your challenge group. And then usually there's like a week off and then you do a week, you know, and so it's pretty, at least for me, Sam, I just have them kind of spread out pretty much the same way. So I know in advance when they're going to be. When you're talking to people, you don't necessarily have to give them a date. You could more say like, hey, the end of August, you know, and then I can shoot you the details when I have more, or the exact day. And most people are pretty okay with that. But I'm like that type of person who likes to like know my dates in advance as well.
Mhm.
So, I don't necessarily, when the clean week starts, I'll start running that before a real challenge group. But for right now, I just do my 1 challenge group a month.
Okay. Yeah, if you can tag me in that would be great.
I think I just found it, so give me just a minute.
And then
What's your name?
I'll get you the dates because I need to look at it and just decide. I sometimes am bad about committing because I think I want to start 2 in August. Is my goal is to be ambitious and start 2 so that we have people to pop in, because we're going to be signing up so many people for Team Cup that we'll need so many challenge groups. And right now I've been kind of starting them at the end of the month. But I didn't really want to start like a couple days before Labor Day. And so I figured if I moved it back and then started right when our challenge group, Melissa, right when it ends, if we go right into prep week, and then we have another one right after Labor Day. That was kind of my thoughts. So, that was my thoughts.
That'll be perfect. I was debating, I know Westland definitely touched on it a little bit, but maybe some ideas on, maybe we can brainstorm about types of social media posts. I've been watching a lot of trainings on like types of posts that are, sharing versus selling. That was kind of an option. Also, maybe going into like types of questions to ask. I know I touched on that a little bit during the group, but like kind of what some conversations actually look like.
Yeah.
And what, I guess, when you're having those conversations, how you can kind of steer the conversation and ways to relate back to where, like Sam said in this call, you're sharing your story. You're sharing with them tidbits about your life rather than giving them facts.
Right.
And maybe some ideas on ways to do that. I don't know if you guys think either of those would be helpful. Those are things that I was kind of thinking of. Also, maybe even how to do live videos, because that's something I've been working on and trying to get better at.
No, that would be great.
Live videos, okay. And that's something that top coaches will tell you. You need to be doing a live video when you first start, maybe 3 times a week, but up to the point where you're doing a live video every other day. So ideas for live videos, what are great ways to kind of, things to talk about on live videos, things like that. I went through a stage where I was doing them every other day, and then I kind of fell off for a little bit, so I'm trying to get back on that for Team Cup month. So that could be something we touch on too.
I was gonna say Brigitte's bingo thing says 7 live videos or Instagram things every day, and I'm like wanting to vomit because.
I need to look that up. I need to get on the bingo. Freaking
I've
A.
already been like highlighting and crossing things off. It makes me feel so accomplished that there's like a competition within the competition. Like,
But live videos, I want to vomit.
Okay, so live videos maybe would be a good one to talk about.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording really fast.